Everything to go our own way. It looks like they're all lined up. Let's get up to Gary for the call.
Up, and away they go, and Galuppi has just about got away, but he's given them a big head start, about 15 lengths before he finally consented to move. Steady pace to Galaxy Girl, who's going to rise here in second, with just in behind these Don't Let Go and Layla's Court, followed up towards the judge by Hewicks, and then I Will Walk. With on the inside, Helly Handsome has moved back up to show in front once again from Huitango, who's there on the outside. Galaxy Girl right with them in third as they go over this one, followed by Layla's Court and Don't Let Go with Hewicks and I Will Walk, and then we have Trouble and Strife. Here's the Tango showing just in front from up on the outside. Hewicks, Don't Let Go's in between them. Helly Handsome has given way. Galaxy Girl is also struggling to go with them, and then I Will Walk and Trouble and Strife. Side Hewicks coming there quite stylishly for Jody McGarvey. In behind them now, Trouble and Strife has gone third for the final flight, and up on the outside Hewicks about to get on terms with Huitango. Trouble and Strife is coming there on the outside with his bid. Hewicks goes on, but here's Trouble and Strife on the outside. Huitango back in third and made a mistake. It's Hewicks out in front from Trouble and Strife, who's trying hard but can't bridge the gap and racing close home. Hewicks is out in front and going to win well for the Shark Hanlon and Jody McGarvey. Trouble and Strife in second, Huitango third, then Galaxy Girl, Glen Anner and I Will Walk. Elliot.
Division 2 and a short run to the first hurdle, first to 13 in Raining Bird in company with Megara. Megara is the first to take off, and all 13 stream out over that. Megara shows the way with company with I Will Walk and Raining Bird. 3 hurdles down the back straight. Megara and I Will Walk. Doing third place Raining Bird and Desi Deschamps. This is the orange spots as I Will Walk, Raining Bird, and Clonmel Way, Court, View Ancien, and then Super Sling, Atlantis Gold. And looking on from the rear, a couple of lengths off the second last horse is Grey Girly. The first one that you can rule out is Stowaway to Heaven. Straightening up, and we have a new leader. Raining Bird is taken over from I Will Walk, Megara. Then comes Layla's Court, Super Sling. Then Hewicks, Trouble and Strife, as Raining Bird is joined by the strong travelling Hewicks, Megara the cheek pieces, Layla's Court the white cap, Super Sling, and it's Layla's Court and Hewicks. View and CN from the rear and the inside as Hewicks continues to catch the eye and travel well in the hands of Jody McGarvey, and Hewicks has hit the front. Layla's Court in second, View and CN, Trouble and Strife from the rear again as Clonmel Way getting a second win, but down towards our final hurdle, and a mistake by Hewicks but didn't break his stride from View and CN. Trouble and Strife, Clonmel Way this stand side throwing down another late challenge, but it maybe all be too late as it's going to be another winner for the Shark Hanlon. Hewicks scores, View and CN, Clonmel Way, then comes Trouble and Strife, Layla's Court, Grey Girly, and
2 miles and 7 furlongs in front of them with 14 fences to be jumped. Master Stonemason is the first to show. Metal Man and Hand It Over all to the fore in company with Not Available. After these races, Hewicks, 4 Country Roads, and Not Available in the black sleeves and black cap, the Rob Core colours in third. As Metal Man steadied somewhat into it. It's All Mercy and Arctic Comet on touching down are the back pair. Quickly out over the second, Hand It Over, safely to the other side with through to throughout. So closing in on 7 and 8 in the home straight, and Hand It Over is safely over the 7th fence. Has inched up on the outside of the long-time leader, Hand It Over. Hewicks and Shane Flenlin almost makes a line of 3 as they take the turn into home. Fred the Foot is driven in fourth. Master Stonemason trying to go with that front quartet. He's about 2 or 3 lengths adrift. The Metal Man, 4 Country Roads, and Ever So Saucy are next. So heading on towards the second last, and it is Hewicks in the centre. Not Available, the favourites, really being forced to work as they head on towards the second last. Fred the Foot is back in third. Not Available and Hewicks. Hewicks the better jump out over it and has landed running and has been able to assert in between the final 2 fences. It is Hewicks who's big and bold out over the final fence. Fred the Foot stays on into second, but it's going to be Hewicks, a 2-time winner over hurdles. Continues a good week for Shane Fenlon and Shark Hanlon as Hewicks wins the beginners. Fred the Foot Not Available. Battle on for fourth.
That off. Race 4 is the Devon Inn Hotel Temple Glanton handicap hurdle over 3 miles. Good run to the first of 12, and it's Drumore Lad on the outside of Minds Made Up, Spyglass Hill the inside, Portland Oscar Romero and the Red Menace and Abraham. These are being followed by What's Your Status, Cusp of Catabelli, and Broguin is the back marker. And Jack Foley, and then Friday Rock and Dad O'Keefe. McAloney next, couple of lengths to Hewick and Young Ted and the Red Menace and My Immortal. They're well past the halfway stage. 5 flights left to jump. And the Devon Inn Hotel handicap. What's Your Status? Drumore Lad has dropped away. And then Cusp of Catabelli and the Red Menace. And Abraham and a long last is Broguin for the jump. What You Call Her over this one. Less than 2 lengths in front of Benke. Improving to dispute the second spot with Spyglass Hill. In between those two is Minds Made Up. The last spread across the track. What You Call Her from Hewick. Minds Made Up challenging on the outside. What's Your Status with McAloney in the centre. Racing down to the final flight. My Immortal is poking his head through in the centre as well. And Hewick is the leader away from the final flight and is pulling clear from My Immortal. What You Call Her, and then McAloney. And it's Hewick and Jordan Gainford running out a 6-length winner from My Immortal, What You Call Her, and McAloney close for the 3rd and 4th.
And they're off, heading towards the first of the 24 fence in the Vickers Independent family-run bookmaker Durham National. So the second of the fences down the far side, Red Giant, Bafana, Blue Montana, Classic Escape. Hasn't really had a cut at the last couple of obstacles. Hewick, Green Jacket, Young Turk in Circuit 1. So it is Red Giant coming to it with a 2-length advantage. Red Giant, that was a really big jump as well from the pace setter. With Classic Escape on this, his seasonal debut on the inside running rails. Silver Eclipse and Ryan Mania follow. Young Turk and Aaron Anderson is looking for a double. He's on the complete outside of Young Turk in the diamond jacket, yellow diamond jacket. That was the first fence in the straight. Manuel is trying to stay on. Silver Eclipse, the grey to the inside, but they're going to have to get to Hewick, and Hewick has got one more fence standing in his way. Here is Hewick at the final fence. It wasn't pretty, but he gets to the other side, and it is Hewick who will take the prize back to Ireland and Shark Hanlon's Yard. Hewick wins the Durham National. Second place Red Giant, third Montana, fourth Manuel.
And they're off for the 2022 Bet365 Gold Cup, and step back on the far side of Via Dolorosa and Hewick as they race towards the first of 24 fences. And they're all safely over with Prime Venture, Win My Wings, Demand Dalil amongst the back markers together with Phlegmatic. Onto the second. Step back on the inside of Hewick going towards this one. Hewick jumped alarmingly away to the right. And then Potterman, last year's winner, Enrillo, last year's first past the post. Then Fedux on the outside of Cap de Nor. And El Paso Wood, Musical Slave further back as they reach the railway fences. Fedux is still there. Potterman towards the inside, Kitty's Light and Musical Slave. And they're followed then by El Paso Wood and the Cap de Nor and Musical Slave as they now make the run towards the pond fence. Win My Wings is improving on the back of that leading group, making very eye-catching headway. Challengers Hewick, Kitty's Like, Enrillo on the outside. Their Musical Slave, Cap de Nor, Win My Wings behind those now being ridden. And then Streets of Doyen. They come round the final right-hander. Hewick leads the way now from the long-time leader. Step back. Kitty's Light on the far side of Musical Slave over 2 out. It was Hewick that led the way. Chased now by, in second, Kitty's Light. Win My Wings was a faller at the second last. Hewick on the far side. Kitty's Light and Musical Slave giving chase. Here's the final fence. Hewick is over. Kitty's Light in second. Then Musical Slave racing up the hill. And it's Hewick who's got 6 or 7 lengths on Kitty's Light and Musical Slave. Hewick out in front. Jordan Gainford, a win for Ireland in the Bet365 Gold Cup. Musical Slave just up for second.
Surprised if the starter is going to let them go. He is, though.
In the Tote Galway Plate, this historic race over 2 3/4 miles. They've 2 circuits to go. It's their first ditch. Plenty of early incidents. In the lead is Father Tag. Out in front of the aggravation and behind leads Notebook. Into the straight to the end of their first circuit by Daily Tiger. coming up to their point of departure. 7 more fences left to jump, and it's Fad Attack, the leader, wing in front, followed by Cape Gentleman, and then Hewicks, and the leader is gone. Fad Attack didn't find a leg on landing. That is left Hewicks and Cape Gentleman, followed by Ash Tree Meadows. 2 furlongs to go from Ash Tree Meadow. Albada is poking in between them. Couple of lengths to Durasso, and then Cape Gentleman battle over Doyen. Gin and Lime and the Shanter. It's Hewicks into the straight. Just over a furlong left to go. It's followed by Albada, Ash Tree Meadow and Cape Gentleman. Durasso is staying on the loose horse. That's taking Hewicks right over on the far side. Durasso on the stand side. They're spread from rail to rail. Hewicks and Durasso the near side. They're going to the line. Hewicks on the far side of Durasso. The loose horse very nearly spoiled it for him. And then Albada and Ash Tree Meadow and battle over Doyen.
The Grand National. And there goes Pistol Whipped right to the front. Will take the early lead from Global Citizen, who's away running in second position over that first fence. So coming into the stretch, first time around here, Pistol Whipped continues to lead the way. He's been on top so far every step of the way. Pistol is 6th as they arrive at fence number 10. Pistol Whipped and Global Citizen go over there 1-2. Hewicks and Snap Decision right behind them. They come to the final fence here in the Grand National, and Hewicks will take it first. Hewicks up and over that fence with a 2-length lead. Noah the Arc is second. On the outside is Belfast Benter in third. It won't be Snap Decision today. It is Hewicks who comes into the last furlong in the clear with a 6-length lead. He's pouring it on late, and Jordan Gainford and Hewicks have crushed them in the Grand National. They won it by 10 lengths. Noah